friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley, and in a recent video I said that I hated the art of sublimation. It is true, I absolutely do not like anything about sublimation. However, there is one thing that I do love about sublimation, and I'm going to talk about it today because it is the only reason why I love sublimation. If there's one thing that I want you to know about me, it's that I own and operate my own cardstock warehouse where I have almost 100 varieties of plain, glitter, and specialty cardstock. It is the highest of highest qualities for the cheapest price. I have wholesale pricing for all crafters. When I opened up my cardstock warehouse in 2020, my sole goal was to provide highest quality of cardstock for the cheapest amount possible for all crafters, because the prices that are over at the big box store is way too expensive for the average crafter. I say all of that because the only reason why I love sublimation is because I actually sell white glitter cardstock that you can sublimate on. For this cool little hack, all you need to do is pick up our sublimation white glitter cardstock to make your own personalized colors and patterned of glitter cardstock. I mean, cheetah print? Heck yes. How about the Toy Story print? Love it. I even have some more Toy Story themed prints because I really wanted to make a Toy Story banner with custom glitter cardstock. My most favorite glitter pattern that I've ever made was the Lisa Frank glitter. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Phenomenal. You can't find this anywhere. And it doesn't just stop there. While my cardstock warehouse has the largest variety of glitter cardstocks, we don't have all shades. I mean, we have 35 different colors of glitter cardstock, but I mean, there's a lot more shades and colors than that, right? You can create your own glitter cardstock colors. If you needed a deeper navy color than the one we already offer, you can create it yourself. Or a lime green. We have a lime green already in stock, but if you needed a different shade, totally. The possibilities are absolutely endless when you purchase the white sublimation glitter cardstock. I've also seen other people create really cute cutouts using the sublimation. I am going to show you how to do it all today because I know by the end of this, you're going to be obsessed. You're going to want to glitterify everything. All right, this project is so easy. It's going to go by so quick. You're going to think that this is too good to be true, but I promise you it's not. Let's head over to the computer, do a little bit of design work, and then at the end results, we're going to have some really cute items. Let's go. I'm a big old dummy, and I actually forgot to show you the differences between my two white glitter cardstocks because there is a difference, and I offer both within my cardstock warehouse. So before we get to designing, I want to go over the differences between the two. Conveniently, the one that we're going to be using today is going to be the most popular of the white glitter cardstocks, and this is the Sublimation glitter cardstock. However, if you're on my cardstock warehouse, you are going to see a listing for new white glitter cardstock, and that's what this is right here. Now, I would say that this has like a pearlescent look to it. It has glitter to it, but it's definitely a lot finer and not as coarse as the Sublimation glitter. Now, this right here is 100% non-shedding. It is absolutely gorgeous. I love using it for a pearl effect, or if I don't need like a whole lot of glitter, but I just wanted to add a little bit of pizzazz, this right here is going to be perfect for you. Now, when you put both my white glitter cardstocks together, my new white glitter cardstock is going to have a blue undertone versus the original white glitter cardstock or the Sublimation glitter cardstock. This right here is going to have a yellow undertone to it. So both of them are white, but the undertones of the white are different. So this is blue and this has more of a yellow hue to it. But this right here is going to be the Sublimation glitter cardstock, and you see how coarse that glitter is? That's the one that you're going to want to use for sublimation. If you do this for sublimation, what will end up happening is your glitter will melt. So this will not, it will just end up being like a white sublimation. In the listing, it will say Sublimation cardstock, so you're not gonna get confused. But just to keep that in mind, I did wanna show you the differences between the two because I do get asked a lot what the differences are, and that's just the main difference. One is finer and one's coarser. One has a blue undertone and one has more of a yellow undertone. Cool and warm is what I would say on this one. You can kind of see it right here too, where this one one has like a cooler, crisper white, and this one has like a warmer one. That's gonna be the difference. Okay, now let's go over to the computer. So the very first thing I want to do is head over to Creative Fabrica. This is where I love getting patterns if you're doing a pattern glitter cardstock. Now, Creative Fabrica is not the only website that you're going to be able to find patterned cardstock files. You can also find them off Etsy, Maker's Gonna Learn website. The list goes on and on. But what I'm going to do is come up here into images and I'm going to go down to patterns. Now, you can select from all of these patterns or you could even search for them if you wanted. I'm just going to find a pattern that I want to print today. Now, I found this really cool back to school watercolor seamless pattern. I'm just going to press download. It is kind of crazy that we are already celebrating back to school. I feel like summer just started. All right, now what we need to do is go into Pages or any word processor that you have. If you have Canva, you could use Canva. If you have Microsoft Word, use Microsoft Word. Google Notes, anything that you have available to you that you can print off of, that is going to be perfect. Now, here is the downfall for with my particular sublimation printer, and this is something that I covered in that previous video, is that my sublimation printer only prints 8.5 by 11. If you don't have a sublimation printer and you're wanting to get into sublimation printing, I would suggest getting a printer that prints 12 by 12. That way it just limits the amount of waste that you have with sublimation printing, because my cardstock is 12 by 12. So you are going to have a little bit of waste, and I hate being wasteful. Now what I want to do is insert one of the patterns that I want to use. I'm going to use one with a blue background just so we can really see how well this pops. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just make this bigger to fill up my sheet of cardstock. Now, let's say you wanted to create your own specialty color of cardstock. What you would need to do now is just insert a shape, and we're going to do a square, and we are going to fill this entire page up with your square that you're going to be printing. Now, what I'm going to do is change over that square to a different color. I need to go to this RGB sliders and insert the new hex code. Okay, I want to do the Texas Longhorns color. So what I'm going to do is put in the color code for that. There is that burnty orange color. Perfect for Texas Longhorns. Now what we want to do is print these. So all you need to do is just press Command P, making sure you have your sublimation printer selected. Okay, I'm going to print both sheets. I'm also going to go down to media and quality, and I'm going to select the photo matte paper setting. Now, I would like to note here that when you are making sublimation prints, you always want to print in reverse. This isn't really truly necessary for the burnt orange color because there's no print. However, you can see on this like clock right here, there is a number 3. So if we were to print this and not in reverse, what will happen is your final print will end up being reverse. So what we want to do is go into layout and click flip horizontally. That is just going to make sure our print is printed backwards, so it will be forward facing to us when we're done making our custom glitter cardstock. Now all you want to do is press print and let your printer do the printing. Now before we get to any type of pressing with our glitter cardstock, what I want to do is show you how we are going to make our own custom cutouts using sublimation glitter cardstock. So I am going to be opening up Cricut Design Space, and I am just going to go over into new project. I'm going to go into images. And you know what? I think I want some Disney characters because those you can't find. And I know I purchased some. So we're just going to go into purchase. And I want to find some characters that you generally would not be able to find in any glitter cardstock. Okay, now that I have a few, I am just going to just make them a little bit smaller just so we can conserve on cardstock and not have to use multiple sheets of sublimation cardstock. Okay, now what I'm going to do is go in and flatten all of these prints because I don't want them to be individual cutouts. I want them to be print then cut files. Okay, you want to make sure and save your work just in case the Cricut decides to crash on you. Then all you want to do is press make. So now what we need to do is press continue, and then we need to send to printer. I am going to use system dialog box, and I'm going to press print. Now what's going to happen is that printing box is going to be behind your Cricut Design Space screen. So you're going to want to find that. And doing the same thing that we've done before, what we want to do is select our media type to be matte photo paper. And then we also want to go into layout and we want to flip this horizontally. Okay, then all you want to do is press print. Now for these two right here, it really doesn't matter about the alignment of where we put our sublimation prints to our glitter cardstock because we're not going to be print then cutting this on a Cricut. So I don't have to do, essentially, I don't have to do any prep work. I just have to set these over to the side. However, for my sublimation print that I'm going to be using with my Cricut, what I want to do is really focus in on the aligning of this. So you want to grab some of your heat resistant tape, and you are going to take some tape and also your sublimation print, and you are going to put this at the top left corner of your glitter cardstock. This is really going to be crucial for doing print then cuts on your Cricut because you want to make sure that you get a really good cutout with this. Okay, when you have that done, we're going to tape our sublimation glitter cardstock. You don't have to do a whole lot of tape, but just enough to make sure that it's nice and stuck on there. Now what we need to do is head over to the heat press with our cardstock and our prints. Over at your heat press, you want to turn your heat press on, and then you want to set it to 400 degrees for 20 seconds. Now I like using these settings. You may find that your heat press will use different settings. I always say my settings are a really good starting point. Now what we need to do is wait for our heat press to get done heating up. All right, now that that's heated up, all we want to do is take out our tray, and we're gonna go one at a time. We are gonna set our sublimation glitter cardstock down on our tray, and then we are gonna put in, right now we're gonna be doing that Texas Longhorn orange color. Again, since we're not really concerned about the alignment of our print, because we're not gonna be doing this as a print then cut, you don't have to tape anything down. I'm just gonna put a piece of parchment paper over the top of my print. This is going to ensure that the print and also my cardstock is going to stay nice and safe. We're gonna insert this into our heat press and just press that button, and it's gonna go for 20 seconds. Okay, now that that's done, we're gonna be able to slide this out, and whew, my heat press must be having a doozy today because it does not look cute. I don't know what happened here. Let me try pressing this over here. This one definitely looks a lot better. My heat press must be having a meltdown because this one right here has a more even print. So nice and crisp and looks really good. And just to show you that my hack for making your own color cardstock actually is true, and it's more my heat press versus my hack not being real. I reprinted a new sheet of the sublimation cardstock. You can see that it's all gone here and it's all right here. So my heat press, I think I need a new heat press because obviously it didn't work the first time, but you do have a Texas orange color now looking perfect. So this you could use for truly anything. I would just cut out the excess and cut it out like you would any other cardstock. Okay, so now that I've learned, I'm gonna put my print and cut that we're gonna use on the Cricut over here on this side, just so it ensures that I have a good press. Putting my parchment paper down, and I'm gonna press this. Okay, before you take this off, you just wanna make sure that you have a good print. Yep, looks like a good press. So we're going to pull this up, and there is our really good press. Love it. Okay, now let's take this over to the desk, and I'm going to show you how we're going to further prep this to ensure that we have really good cuts. What I'm going to do is just cut off this weirdness that happened. That was from my sublimation printer. I'm not entirely sure. It must be on the fritz, which shouldn't surprise you from my previous video where I talked about how it's always on the fritz. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take a black permanent marker. We are going to color in the black lines for the Cricut. This is just going to help the Cricut really be able to read the registration marks when it is trying to do the print then cut. Now, historically, print then cut on the Cricuts is no bueno. It does not do a good job. So we're going to try and assist it as much as possible with this permanent marker hack. Okay, now let's insert our print then cut into our Cricut. Anytime I use my glitter cardstock, I'm going to be using the Cardstock Plus mode and also using the Fast Cut mode on my Cricut, and then just pressing the blinking C button. All right, we are going to let this cut. This is exactly why I would suggest having a 12 by 12 sublimation printer, is because you would not have so much waste. I mean, you could use this and put this in your scrap pile, but I would love to have a 12 by 12 sublimation printer so I don't have so much waste that I have right now. Know what I mean? But here is that blue, brand new pattern back to school glitter cardstock, looking gorgeous. We have the Texas orange, looking gorgeous. And now we have our sublimation glitter cardstock cutouts that we did on the Cricut, also looking gorgeous. I have not even ejected this out of my machine and I'm already obsessed. Let's do Nemo. Look at how beautiful Nemo is. Glitter cardstock. Look at that. Even the smallest of little cuts my glitter cardstock was able to do, and Mater is looking all glittery and amazing. We got Lotso looking amazing. Jasmine, same thing, looking amazing. Pinocchio Mini. I mean, this is phenomenal. I don't know what this guy's name is. That's why I left him on there, because I don't know who he is. Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh, Buzz Lightyear, Little Mermaid, and then whatever this guy's name is. But he's just as glittery and beautiful, and that small little antenna thing that's right here is perfectly cut out. My glitter cardstock can cut out the finest of details, and this right here is absolutely phenomenal. Being a crafter is so wild to me. If you're not a crafter, you probably look at white glitter cardstock and just think, okay, what are we gonna do with that? What are you gonna make? But then us crafters, what we see is this white glitter cardstock, let me make it even better. I mean, customizing your own colors is great. Customizing your own patterns is cool too. But let's test the ability of a basic Cricut Explore Air 2 and make custom glitter cutouts. These things right here, phenomenal. I think my favorite one is going to be Lotso, just because he doesn't have a whole lot to him, but if you think about him in the movie, he's a stuffed animal that should have some texture to him. And this right here added the just enough texture to give him a real life sense. Oh my goodness, do I think he is so cute. I wish he smelled like strawberries just like he does in real life. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create and gave you another use to my white glitter cardstock found in my cardstock warehouse. I hope I inspired you to create, and I'll see you later.